Welcome back to another video of Overreacting with Dailyrapupcrew. No Booker, but I go by the name of Eli. As always, we got Jew with us.
What it do? What it do? It's your boy Jew, and we got more content for you. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram page at podcast_Jew. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Follow me, and I follow you.
Why you always trying to rhyme, bro? Like this,
Yeah,
yo, he really wanted to be a rapper in his
yeah,
past life, bro.
yeah.
He tried it in this
I,
life,
I
like,
was, I was, I was.
like,
I still got bars in real life.
listen, we do want to jump into this DDG and Haley Bailey situation that's going on.
Sure.
Obviously, I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with the situation. I just wanted to give a rundown of it in case the people that's been living under a rock, or maybe I just got more important things like the rest of the world. Like I just got more of the more important things to worry about than what the fuck going on. But I'm gonna give a rundown through it. We're gonna give our reactions and get into it. So on May 13th, it says Haley filed for a temporary restraining order accusing DDG of excessive abuse, physical, verbal, emotional, and financial abuse. What is financial abuse really like?
Using her money without her permission or something, maybe?
Is he using his money against her, like as a weapon or something like that? Like, is he abusing it? He got stacks of hundreds and just hitting her with this shit. Like, what the fuck going on?
I've never heard of that one before.
Find it. We gotta look into that one.
I'm gonna give you a paper cut. Oh no, my money.
She cited instances like hair pulling, slamming her on the car steering wheel, chipping her tooth, entering her home uninvited, destroying her Ring camera. And the courts granted the temporary restraining order on May 14th, ordering DDG to stay at least 100 yards away from Haley and their son, Halo. She was also awarded temporary physical and legal custody. Further, the order prevents him from discussing her and the child online. On June 4th, DDG filed an emergency motion to prevent Haley from taking their son to Italy for work, and he also obtained a domestic violence restraining order against Haley, citing that she posed an emotional and psychological risk to her and their child. What's your thoughts on this whole situation before I move forward?
I want to say that there's multiple things where you need to look at, not just one. I think we need to do a better job as people as keeping our personal business, right? And outside of that, it's hard for fathers. Like I'm a father, and my top priority in life is it goes to my children. You know what I mean? So I understand, and I see him, and I feel his pain. I haven't never been through this situation in my life, but immediately I'm thinking about, how this affects his life and his relationship with his son going further.
It says on June 5th, the judge denied DDG's emergency motion. Basically, was going to prevent her from leaving the country with their child. It says, however, he was granted a temporary restraining order that was granted in DDG's favor. So they're scheduled for a hearing on June 24th, 2025. I think in this situation, and we're gonna get into the text messages too, but I just wanted to give my take real quick. But I think with situations like this, we have to hear both sides of the stories.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? Because again, we only ever hear the women's side of the stories in these situations. And from my understanding, I don't know DDG personally, but
Yeah.
he seems like a respectable man. I know obviously looks can be deceiving. But he seems like a man who very much wants to be in his son's life. And the only time he ever does talk about, Haley or his son is when he's frustrated with not being able to see his son, or only being able to see his son on her terms. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I think that's the only time I ever, like, he never talks bad about her. He actually defends her from what I've seen from his stream, from saying harmful things about her or whatever the case is. Like, yo, just leave her out of this. I just want to see my son. And that's how every man is. Like, we got so far in society, especially in our community, where every woman has been saying they want men to fight for their child. Now you have a man who's trying to fight for his child, and he's still somehow being criticized. Women are calling him lame and X, Y, and Z. I see a man who's trying to fight for his child. He's trying to put himself in the best position available to be able to support his family and his child.
And that's the huge difference, right? Because and I think that's why so much men can relate to the situation. It seems like you can be a father when you're in a relationship with the mother of your child, but it seems like if that relationship breaks, you no longer have no rights to your children. You no longer can make any decisions. You no longer could decide what, when, where, or even discipline your child. Now, said mother is always, oh, I was abused, or now you have to get or you gotta watch when you watch your kids. What's that when they have a certain time when you go see the kids, whatever the case may be. Like it's just so much rules and regulation when you're not an in-home father. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
When I was able to make decisions when we were together, then I lose all my power as a parent
Mhm.
when I'm not with you anymore.
And the thing is, I hate that rhetoric about, we always hear women say, "Oh, you should have fought for your son." There's a flaw in that logic of thinking in itself. Why should a man have to fight for his son? He should. There's no. You're not telling me I have to go through the legal court, the legal team,
Yeah.
spend all of this money just to show that I fought. Like I'm not going to win. Most likely, it's a losing battle. Like, you know what I'm saying. So you want me to spend all this money just to show that I fought? Like, why aren't you just letting me see my child? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is it? Why do I have to do? Why do I have to go through the courts and do all of this? Like, you know what I mean?
And once again, we always talk about how women try to get reaction out of men. So if he and like I said, we don't know the specifics of their relationship and their breakup. But if a man is able to just say, okay, well, F it, I'm out, you do you, I do me, whatever the case may be, we both hurt, whatever the case may be. But if he's able to move on, the next big thing to affect a man's feelings and emotions, which we are we usually adapt to, but you're taking the one thing I love. You're taking my kid away from me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So they know what they're doing.
yeah.
A lot of women use that same logic to attack a man and say that we need to, like you said, need to fight for him.
The comment section is always very telling in these situations, because when you go to the comment section, you'll see a lot of people saying, "Oh, why is he being messy and telling and screenshotting this?" So she already made this public. Like, he didn't want this to be public. He always said that he didn't want this to be public. She made this public by filing. Like, so
Yeah.
again, he has to. It's not like he's not putting it out. These are public documents. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when he files for custody, he has to show, custody and restraining order. He has to show evidence. So, you know what I mean? The evidence is going to be filed. It's not like, oh, he's just leaking it and putting it out there.
And if
Like,
he remains silent, he looks guilty
yeah,
as well, because then you allow people to come with what she's presented and what she's has voice now makes him guilty because you allow society to place judgment, and we know how that works. And really quickly, man, because when I listen to this story and I hear the situation, the first real thing that really frustrates me is, and I know some women go through some crazy situations, but this whole believe every woman is by far the worst advice we can give to the world. We all have to be accountable for what we do. And I'm not saying there's not bad men out there. I'm not saying there's not men that destroy women or attack women, hurt women. I'm not saying that. But this whole believe every woman, once a woman says something, we have to believe it. You look at the Amber Heards, look at the Jonathan Major situation. Like, there's so many situations where we believed every woman and it wasn't right all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like the facts wasn't the facts. We can't believe every woman when she says something or when she screams and holler. And even her, I heard Haley say, is it Haley? Whatever.
yeah, hell yeah.
But I've heard her say so many times how much of a good father he is.
But everybody knows Moo's the best daddy to him, but I miss him so much.
Like, is he good with changing diapers and doing all that? And not that men can't, but
No, he's such an amazing dad. Oh yeah, I mean, he's a great dad, but I always knew that he would be like this,
Now, this is the same set guy that you don't want your kid to be around. No, that's an attack on him. That's an attack on him as a man because the other things that you were doing to try to get to him wasn't working.
And it's like I said, it's unfortunate. And I think we always need to hear both sides of the story because, like you said, we can't just rely on one narrative. I know women want every man to be like, oh, believe all men. Like, you know what I mean? So again, she accused him of something. Now he has to go on record and say, listen, I didn't do this. They both show evidence. And then we come to a decision and we judge them based off of that. We can't just go with the first headline that we see because you might have a hatred towards men and you just want to see all men prove you right. And all men are evil. Like, we gotta stop with this narrative, because when it becomes your son, your cousin, your brother, your uncle, your father,
For sure.
then y'all want due diligence and y'all want a fair trial. But again, your whole life has been, oh, all men are evil, all men are bad. Don't believe all women. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't. and that goes for a lot of the rhetoric, especially with the women that has this disdain for men. Like your son is, this is the same woman that your son is going to be raised now to like deal with. Like, you get what I'm saying? So again, I wish the best for both parties. I hate that it had to get this messy. But again, they have to go to court on June 24th. We have your update on June 24th.
Make sure you play that clip.
In a relationship, I think I have anxious attachment style. Everybody knows I'm an Aries. I'm a fire sign. I get very passionate. I seem nice online and innocent and everything, but you guys do not know. I will go to battle with my yelling, with my words, everything. I'm good at that, right? And if I gotta yell or check anyone, that's what I gotta do. That's just the way I be. Clap back or sit back. I always have to choose clap back. I'm sorry. I'm a very kind person, but if somebody pokes at me or the people that I love, it's over for you. I'm an Aries. Sorry. Never have I ever started drama with my boyfriend for no reason.
Put it down.
I've, you know. I'm territorial. I'm a jealous girlfriend. I'm a territorial girlfriend. Where you go, who are you with? That's me. I am nosy, number one. And number two, I like drama.
That sounds like evidence to me.
Exhibit A, B, C, like, you know, I wonder if they could use like this. I don't know. Probably, you know, I don't know if they could use.
Coming right out of her mouth.
Yeah, it is. But again, motherfuckers gotta be careful what they be saying on the internet, because you could be incriminating yourself. You don't even realize it until like years down the line. But again, a lot of the stuff that she, like the jealous part, you know, I think I know DDG had a live stream with Bria, like not too long ago, and Bria was talking about how, you know, Haley was the reason why she didn't want them to do the song or something like that. I know Ruby Rose probably mentioned something. The Lala Shorty, everybody has been pointing at her as being this manipulative, you know, controlling, jealous type of person. And like I said, we're not here to bash her.
Yeah.
We just, you know, want to be fair to both sides and being able to have all of the facts out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And without this guy being like criticized and painting him out to be a horrible person, a villain, you know what I mean, that doesn't want to be there for his kid. Like, we get criticized for being deadbeats, and then when we active, now we getting criticized for being active. Like we can't win. Like,
no, I'm not trying to paint a picture. I want to also point out how, like, if we're gonna look at the perception of how the relationship was, if you look at, there's plenty of videos of him doing stream, and she's threatening him with a knife off camera. She's saying get off the stream or whatever the case may be. She's walking around kicking him because he's streaming or whatever. She got mad when he had the baby on Castanet, but then she made a big thing and made it public, argued with him about it publicly, and then she said did the same thing and had the baby on another platform. So it's cool when she do it, but he can't be happy to be a father. We know you're happy to be a mother. I don't see him trying to take that away from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She spoke about even like doing her acting and how helpful he was. Hey, she was in the doing the Little Mermaid movie, and she said how he would be there to hold it down while she was doing that. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it's so hard for me, because I'm watching a man, and I don't know the full story because I'm not there. But I'm watching a man, literally, when she didn't get no Oscars, no Grammy, or whatever the case may be, he made her own award ceremony. This is a man that was dedicated. This is what Black women love. But since he's not as successful as she is financially, he's downgraded. Because he's not Jay-Z, he's DDG, is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because she may have more money than him. You frown upon him. That doesn't question his manhood, his masculinity, his partnership, his fatherhood. You know what I'm saying? It's so much other things that qualify a man to be a great man outside of his money and his resources. So, man, this got me frustrated, man, because I care about being a father, and I understand how important it is for most men to watch something you created just get taken away from you off of nothing. Hearsay. It could be hearsay. Yeah. But regardless, even if their relationships don't work, he should not be ridiculed and taken away from his duties as a father, or have the power that he deserved to have. Only fathers that have a good, healthy relationship with their children and women is the ones that don't want to be there. They're not forced to be there. They come and go as they please. But the fathers that want to be active fathers have the hardest time, you know, being there, because we get so much pushback. Not we, because I didn't have to go through that, but I sympathize for men that have to fight for their presence in their children's life.
Let us know what y'all think in the comments. If there's more evidence, man, we'll make sure to cover it. Because like I said, we want to have the full picture. Right now, we just reacting off the evidence that's presented to us now. What's currently available. I'm pretty sure we get some updates in the future. We definitely have more updates when they go to court, which is, and middle of this month. So we're definitely gonna keep our eye on that. And yeah, let us know what y'all think in the comments. Again, if y'all got anything y'all want us to react to, make sure to hit us on social medias, man. Y'all can hit Podcast Jew on Instagram, podcast_Jew on Instagram, The Real Y Eli. You hit us up, shoot us a email, dailyrapupcrew@gmail.com. And make sure to hit the link in the description for the Patreon. We're going to be doing a lot of live streams over there, some exclusive content over there, some exclusive interviews. Listen, man, we got to keep y'all more updated, but y'all see we got a new studio, man. We've been working hard out here, man. We ain't just been taking months off. Like, people been hitting us up, like, yo, we ain't seen no new episode. Yeah. Listen, man, we've been working. Trust this. It's a long process, expensive process. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, God damn. But, we here. We be able to communicate with y'all more and do more live reactions, more current events. We still going to have the women on. We're going to figure that out, too. And like I said, we appreciate y'all supporting us. We see y'all in the next video.
And what we don't know and what we don't see, make sure y'all share that with us. You know what I'm saying? We would like all the help we could get, support, love, all that. Send a like, DM us personally. We appreciate y'all.
See y'all on the next one.